Tonight, remembering a Cardinal, a Ball State alum among 10 killed in a shooting at a Colorado supermarket. Reaction from faculty and the latest on the investigation.
If you're watching from home and only concerned about the road ahead, here's where you might want to turn up the volume.
Moving forward, Governor Eric Holcomb addressing the state, laying out a path to return to normal. The latest on vaccine efforts and when masks could soon go away.
Scams on the rise. Government officials share a new way scammers are targeting people through social media. What you should do to protect your information.
Plus, one delivery service is helping people get COVID tests. When you can expect deliveries to begin.
And March Madness is in full swing. Our sports team will have updates on upcoming matchups. I'm Alex Almanza.
And I'm Tara Knichty, plus up-to-the-minute weather conditions. This is Delaware County's only live TV newscast.
From the heart of Ball State University, live from the Unified Media Newsroom, NewsLink Indiana starts right now.
First, an update to a story we brought you last night on NewsLink Indiana as breaking news. 10 people are dead after a shooting at a Colorado grocery store. One of those victims, a police officer.
Officer Eric Talley was not only a Colorado police officer, but he was also a Ball State Cardinal. Joining us now is NewsLink Indiana's Emily Harless to tell us about Officer Talley's impact here at Ball State. Emily?
Yeah, guys, obviously a very devastating but touching story tonight. And as mentioned, Officer Talley was an alumni of our graduate program in Communication and Information Sciences, but as one of his professors tells me, his distinguished personality set him apart. Yesterday at around 3 p.m. in Colorado, Officer Eric Talley was responding to 911 calls at the King Soopers grocery store.
Officer Talley responded to the scene, was the first on the scene, and he was fatally shot.
As the news came out, sympathies and remembrance started to flow. Talley was an officer with the department since 2010 and was known for his selflessness. President Biden seconding that, referring to him as an American hero.
But when the moment the act came, Officer Talley did not hesitate in his duty, making the ultimate sacrifice in his effort to save lives. That's a definition of an American hero.
Colorado police set his car outside of the police station as a memorial and held a rolling vigil for him last night.
This officer had 7 children, ages 5 to 18. I just had that officer's whole family in my office 2 weeks ago to give him an award.
But Colorado isn't the only place where Talley left his mark on people's lives.
When I read the Wall Street this morning and I saw his picture in the paper, I almost had a heart attack.
Talley was an alumni of Ball State University. Even though he was a student here over 10 years ago, his professors still remembered his outstanding personality. Stephen Jones, director of the graduate program here at Ball State, is not only connected to him through the university, but also in a much more personal way.
And Eric sent me a 3-page freaking email that I had to scroll down to keep reading, asking if it would be okay if he named his first son after me.
Jones says Talley was an unbelievably hard worker while at Ball State, juggling full-time jobs and a family.
So you know his integrity was exceptional in engaging with his graduate studies.
Jones also reflecting on his character.
For him to leave a 6-figure job to go into law enforcement tells you a little bit about his character and what he wanted to do with his life.
And even though Talley's life was taken, memories will keep him alive forever.
I could tell you the day that he brought his son to my office, and I'll probably start crying. He bent down to his son and said, "Stephen, this is the man that I named you after." I fell apart.
And professors here are making efforts to remember his life on campus, but the university has not responded yet on what they're planning to do for that. But of course, as soon as we figure out information, we will let you guys know. Alex and Tara.
Thank you, Emily. Authorities have a suspect in custody. He has been charged with 10 counts of first-degree murder.
I don't need to wait another minute, let alone an hour, to take common sense steps that will save the lives in the future, and to urge my colleagues in the House and Senate to act. We can ban assault weapons and high-capacity magazines in this country
Happening today, legislators are calling for action after the U.S. experienced the 7th mass shooting in 7 days. The Democratic-led House passed 2 bills this month that would expand background checks for those getting guns. It would require checks for sales and transfers, including sales online or at gun shows. The bills are unlikely to get enough Republican support to pass in the Senate. Legislators today shared their thoughts in a Senate hearing.
Thoughts and prayers are not enough. And yet, thoughts and prayers is all we have heard from my colleagues on the other side. Thoughts and prayers must lead to action.
I don't apologize for thoughts or prayers. I will lift up in prayer people who are hurting, and I believe in the power of prayer, and the contempt of Democrats for prayers is an odd sociological thing.
Loosening COVID restrictions, Governor Eric Holcomb announcing a series of changes aimed at getting Indiana fully open and fully vaccinated.
NewsLink Indiana's Tyler Brumman is in the newsroom tonight. Tyler, what's next for Hoosiers?
Well, Tara and Alex, really 2 big announcements coming during today's address. The first one will be happening on March 31st. Those people who are 16 years old and older, they'll be able to get vaccinated. That's about a month ahead of President Joe Biden's initiative for all states to get those 16 years old and older to get vaccinated. The other big announcement coming during today's briefing is that they're going to be able to go without a mask in some places. That's going to start on April 6th. The mask mandate will become an advisory. So you might be asking, what does that mean? Well, that essentially means that masks are going to become a recommendation. However, counties, they're going to be able to enforce their own mandates, and masks will still be required at all state properties as well as at schools. Today's address coming 1 year after the governor announced Indiana's initial stay-at-home order, which lasted for about 6 weeks. The governor says the reason behind the decision was because of fewer hospitalizations and a lower positivity rate. However, he says he's going to keep wearing a mask and he'll continue to take those precautions and wants everyone to stay on alert.
Hoosiers who take these recommended precautions will help us get to what I hope is the tail end of this pandemic. Until then, please remember, if you test positive, isolate. If you are a close contact of someone who is COVID positive, follow CDC guidelines and quarantine.
Holcomb also saying tonight that county governments are going to be able to take more of a lead in the decision-making process for those health decisions. That'll start on April 6th. The governor, he told Hoosiers tonight that he's really proud with the way that they handled the pandemic throughout the past year. Now, obviously, this was an address that doesn't typically happen. Typically, Wednesdays at 2:30, that's when the governor and state officials give their weekly coronavirus update. They're going to be doing that tomorrow, and of course, you can watch it on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page. For now, though, live in the newsroom, Tyler Brumman, NewsLink Indiana. Guys.
Now, a beautiful day today, not in the way that you might think. It was cloudy, but still pretty warm.
Yeah, I didn't go outside much today because of the study day, but you know, I had the window open, nice breeze coming in. I loved it. Maddie, what can we expect in the next week?
Well, it was absolutely a beautiful day today. We saw temperatures in the 70s for the second time this year, the warmest it's been all year, 72 degrees, not too far from that record high of 75 degrees set back in 1994. Coming up later this week, we can expect more of these warm temperatures as well as rain. I'll get to that more in my full forecast later on in the show. Taking a look at current temperatures right now, still quite mild, 63 degrees here in Muncie, 60 in Indianapolis, 60 as well down in Shelbyville. Now coming up later in the show, I'm tracking scattered showers leading into tomorrow morning, a windy day on Wednesday, as well as more rain in the forecast on Thursday with the possibility for some thunderstorms.
Thank you, Maddie. DoorDash is delivering a new service on NewsLink, what you can order in dozens of cities across the country.
And how one company is rewarding people for bringing in their vaccine cards. Hear about the sweet treat you could get for free. Stay with us.
Riding the bus is an easy thing to do. Last year, we carried 60,000 riders from the Ball State area. 50,000 of those were students. Anywhere you want to go, Mitts will take you there.
So, I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back. Now get this, Americans have a new way to access COVID tests, and it's through DoorDash. The delivery service says it will begin same-day deliveries of 2 COVID-19 PCR tests across the U.S. DoorDash teamed up with digital health companies Vault Health and Everlywell for the effort. Everlywell's test kit is done using a nasal swab, while Vault Health's test uses supervised saliva collection. The FDA has authorized both kits for emergency use. DoorDash says the test will be initially available in a dozen cities across the U.S. before expanding to more locations in the coming months.
As testing opportunities expand, vaccine production is slowing down for Johnson & Johnson. The pharmaceutical company is expected to fall short of its goal to have 20 million COVID-19 vaccine doses ready this month. A source familiar with the allotment says the company will have about 4 million doses ready to be shipped this week. That's also far short of the 37 million doses initially laid out in its federal contract. Johnson & Johnson has struggled to ramp up production. It's also been slow to submit paperwork to the Food and Drug Administration. But officials say Johnson & Johnson could still issue millions of more doses in the days following the March deadline.
As Americans continue to get vaccinated against COVID-19, some people are becoming targets for scammers. Government agencies are now warning that if you've been vaccinated, don't share your vaccination card on social media. Vaccine cards include personal information, including your birthday, vaccine type, and where the vaccine was given. Now, some scammers are using that information to target people by phone, text, or email. Scammers may offer benefits if people fill out a survey about their vaccine experience or ask for personal information. Officials do warn that if you need vaccine information, you should check your state or county health department's website.
Happily tell everybody you got the vaccine, but there's no need to take a picture of the card and provide all that information to anybody who can see the photo.
And while officials recommend keeping your vaccine card off social media, you can use that card to get a sweet treat at Krispy Kreme. This week, Krispy Kreme started offering a sweet treat for anyone with proof of vaccination. This week, the donut chain started giving out a free glazed donut to each of its vaccinated customers. The customer must show a valid COVID-19 vaccination card to get the freebie. The deal is available at all 369 Krispy Kreme locations in the country. The company says customers can take them up on the offer at any location on any day for the rest of the year.
And coming up, Maddie, what can we expect up in the weather?
Well, we're already seeing rain showers begin to appear on our radar, moving in from the south to the north. I'm tracking all the rain coming up later this week in my full forecast after the break.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think it's just vapor with flavor.
It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid?
My kid knows it's dangerous.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Emotes say a lot, but they can't say it all. Think your guildmate is struggling? Try these dialogue options. Go beyond emotes. Check in with your guildmates at seizetheawkward.org.
Every day,
Millions of people are connecting
and even though we're overcoming obstacles,
Watching each other's backs.
and banding together.
We should still make an effort.
We should still make an
to
effort.
get to know each other,
On a deeper level. Father,
cosplayer,
mentor.
actor.
It's time we take a step forward
It's time we take a step forward.
Come together.
and discover
How accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
And welcome back. The time is now 9:16 and you're taking a live look outside at the East Mall. You know, Alex, today it was beautiful out, but very, very windy. I noticed that you said you had stuff flying out of your car.
Yeah, I was just driving around with my windows down. Whoosh.
Oh my
Paper
goodness.
flew.
Maddie, what's the reason for all that wind?
Well, Alex and Terry, you can expect the wind to continue as multiple weather systems are going to be impacting us, bringing windy conditions and rainy conditions to our area this week. We're currently seeing rain moving in on the radar from the south to the north, impacting much of the viewing area right now. This is all part of a larger weather system that's centered off to our west out in Iowa, bringing rain to Iowa, Illinois, and Wisconsin right now. We're getting some of the outer bands from this weather system. We're going to be seeing this rain move in during the overnight hours tonight. Now, tracking that rain out for you here on Precision Cast, by the time we get to about 1 a.m., seeing these scattered showers continuing in our viewing area, leading to scattered showers and some sprinkles by the time we get to daybreak. That rain should be cleared out by the time we get to about 8 a.m. on Wednesday morning. Now, taking a look at our current temperatures, our temperatures are cooling down as a result of this rain outside. 63 here in Muncie, 60 in Indianapolis, a little bit cooler off to our west where more of that rain is moving through, 61 in Lafayette, 59 out there right now in Champaign. Now, as we go through the night tonight, temperatures remaining fairly steady, not dropping too much farther. We end tonight with a low of 54 degrees. Those winds out of the southeast, 10 to 15 miles per hour, with those scattered showers possible into the overnight. Now tomorrow, another beautiful day is in store for us. We start out quite mild, 55 degrees, those partly cloudy skies at 8 a.m., warming up as a result of these decreasing clouds and these southerly winds. 73 degrees are high for tomorrow by the time we get to 5 p.m. with full sunshine in play. Now the big weather story for tomorrow is going to be these winds coming out of the southwest, sustained at about 15 to 20 miles per hour. However, they do have the possibility to gust even higher. Let's time out some of these wind gusts. So by the time we get to early morning on Wednesday, about 3 a.m., seeing 37 mile per hour wind gusts, 30 to 35 mile per hour wind gusts are going to be the story tomorrow, with the possibility of gusts up to 40 miles per hour, especially as we get into the afternoon on Wednesday. Now, why are these winds getting so windy as a result? That is going to be because of our next weather system moving in, and I'm going to be timing that out for you here on Precision Cast. So this weather system is set to move in by the time we get to the lunchtime hour on Thursday. We're going to see these clouds start to thicken ahead of this rain that's going to be moving in by the time we get to the evening on Thursday. Going to see thunderstorms associated with this system as winds are going to remain gusty throughout the evening on Thursday. That rain does move out, but however, that system does bring another chance for rain going into the early morning hours on Friday morning. Now let's take a look at your mid 7-day forecast. We're seeing multiple rounds of rain to end the week. However, temperatures remain fairly seasonable in the mid 50s to mid 60s, and the rest of the week after we get through the rain chances Thursday and Friday looks to be dry and sunny. I don't know about you guys, but I'm definitely excited for that 73-degree temperature tomorrow. Going to feel really nice out there.
Oh, for sure. Thank you.
Thank you, Maddie. Blake, what do we have coming up in sports?
Sweet 16, who's in and who's out? We'll have those matchups and what to watch for. And take a look at this. Have you seen this billboard? It's become quite the spectacle, not only in Indy, but also right here on campus. We'll tell you where it's at after this short break. Stick with us.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to theshelterpetproject.org and meet if you are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo, is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to theshelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Problems. The ones nobody talks about at cocktail parties. We go looking for them. No matter the obstacles, no matter the odds, we surround a community's most critical problems, and we fight. United Way fights for the health, education, and financial stability of every person in every community. Will you?
It doesn't take a scientist to cure hunger or a fancy economist to create safe housing. It takes imagination, creativity, sweat equity. And I think of kids going to school hungry. Hunger, homelessness. In this land of plenty, seriously? Come on, we could fix this. Help out, or don't. The choice is yours.
Weeknights, NewsLink Indiana brings you the news before you go to bed.
But Friday mornings, you're waking up with Cardinal weather. We've got the latest news headlines.
Freezing temperatures have set in all the way down in Louisiana.
One man dead after flooding in Venice, Italy.
Up to the minute weather conditions.
Cold temperatures are the story this morning.
And of course, lots of fun.
It is not funny.
What on earth is happening there?
I feel sorry for the little guy.
I've got my socks on. Annie with her curly hair, which is actually never curly. Join us Friday mornings at 8 on Facebook Live.
To NewsLink Indiana, I'm Blake Dahlier with sports. This is the hub for all things basketball, and now that March Madness is in full swing, hundreds of players, families, and of course the fans are traveling to the Circle City. NewsLink Indiana's Hope Stauffer tells us how a Ball State freshman played a major role in welcoming each and every one of them.
Ball State freshman Abigail Clone may not be the biggest basketball fan, but this year she's helped promote March Madness in a big way. Clone entered the March Madness Billboard contest put on by the Indiana Sports Corp and won. Her artwork is currently being displayed off of Interstate 70 near Exit 77 heading towards Indianapolis, home of the NCAA Final Four.
When I went about it, I was trying to think of something that gets you excited when you arrive at a destination or your vacation spot or an event that you've been looking forward to. And so I was thinking of GPS and saying how you've reached your final destination. And I wanted to get that excitement and energy in my design, so that's kind of where I came up with the phrase, "You are here."
When Clone found out her design had won, she was shocked.
So we were jumping up and down, and then I had to call all my family members and call my mom, and she was jumping up and down, and my dad, and it was really cool, and it was just a cool experience to, share with others.
While hundreds of basketball fans will pass this billboard as they enter Indianapolis for the Final Four, Clone created this design for just one person, her father.
This would be so cool to do and show him that I did this and that it was for March Madness and something that he's always been around and done stuff with, and so I just wanted to do that for him.
March Madness is always fun for us. This has just been extra special, and with her being able to do that and being able to drive down on I-70 a week ago and take a look at it and just wow. I mean, what she created actually shows up on a billboard.
It was crazy. I got out of the car and I was looking up at it, and it's just, I've never seen a design of mine on such a big canvas, and so it was kind of just mind-blowing that it's up there and everyone can see it.
Abigail overall is just a joy. I mean, she's just a person that everybody loves and just has a personality that glows, and she's ultra talented, and that obviously shows with her ability with her designing this billboard, but just love her so much and just appreciate everything that she does.
One could say this design was a slam dunk. In Indianapolis, Hope Stauffer, NewsLink Indiana.
How special is that? Now, along with the billboard, Abigail's design is being displayed on banners throughout the city of Indianapolis. And the Sweet it's officially set in stone, and boy, do we have some big-time matchups coming up this weekend. Last night, filled with highlights, slams, and lights-out shooting from beyond the arc from the teams that are all going to be moving on. Florida State, they'll be looking to upset #1 seed Michigan after a big win over Colorado. Gonzaga, they're going to square up against Creighton as they try to go on with their perfect season. And at NewsLink Indiana, we're doing a little bracket challenge of our own As for who's rounding off the top 5 in the round of 32, well, let's take a look. Yours truly, Shake and Blake the Hound Dog Dahlia, rebounding off of number 1 after a little slide there in the early rounds. Back at it, top of the list. Tyler Brummett, our news director, holding down the fort in that 2 slot. Anthony Battles chilling down there in the 3rd, and tied for 4th, assistant sports director Joey Moore and Hannah McElry. Well, there you have it, guys. I didn't see your names up there. What's going on?
You know what, Blake? I was first at the first couple rounds, and now I'm like 10th place. I'm kind of disappointed.
Well, that's why you don't just pick the team that's from your home state, Tara. I mean, that's your first mistake.
Yeah, well, you know.
Well, now that I think about it, I mean, it's been 2 years since we've had, a March Madness.
It's crazy to think about that because you guys would have been in high school. I was just a young sophomore, so what do you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, after the break, we'll have one final look at the weather. Stay with us.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Never gonna let you go. Never gonna let
Just like the rules to surviving Zombieland, there are steps you can take to be prepared for an emergency.
It's the right thing to do.
Talk with your family to make a plan. Look for safe areas to meet up if separated. And stock up on supplies. It's never too early to get prepared, so start now.
Right now?
Right now. You can't predict emergencies, but you can be ready.
You're welcome, America.
Visit ready.gov today to learn more.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a 4th ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Tinder and Lyft are teaming up for a new feature as people start to make real-life connections again. Users of the dating app will be able to give dates a ride directly through Tinder. The new feature is slated to roll out in the coming months. Lyft says Tinder users will still have access to all in-ride safety features like location sharing with friends and family and silently requesting emergency help. Both Tinder and Lyft say they've recently been seeing more activity on their apps since the pandemic started. And the votes are in. There's a new Cadbury bunny for the first time ever.
An amphibian is inheriting the bunny ears. Betty, the dog, will represent Cadbury this year. She'll also star in the Clucking Bunny commercial coming soon. Betty's already featured in a brief sneak peek. This is Betty's first Easter at less than a year old. She's already a natural at the bunny hop. Betty beat out 12,000 other entries, including a donkey, a miniature horse, and a goat. In addition to starring in the commercial, Betty will get a $5,000 cash prize.
And here's a final look at your weather. We almost left there. Maddie, how's it looking out there?
Well, let's take one final look at your mid-7-day forecast. We're seeing multiple rounds of rain moving through this week. A chance of rain tomorrow morning. Thunderstorms on the way for Thursday, especially in the evening, lingering into Friday morning. Another rain chance for your evening on Saturday. And then the rest of the week is going to be dry and sunny with seasonable temperatures in the mid-50s to mid-60s.
Oh, and that does it tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to join us again tomorrow at 9, streaming live on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page.
And for news anytime, anywhere, go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night.